welcome to a very, very quick introduction of Latin at Tombenden High School. Before I go into it, I want to start this little session the same way that I start every single Latin lesson. So I'm going to say, hello everyone in Latin, and you're going to respond, hello teacher in Latin. So I'm going to say, salve omnes, and you're going to reply, salve magister. Okay, salve magister. We're ready. Salve omnes, salve magister. We can do better than that, I think. So we'll try it again. One more time, nice and loud. Salve omnes. I'm going to trust that you did it. I think you did. Okay, so welcome to Latin at Tombenden High School. Now, before I go into the tiny little details of how you're actually going to be learning Latin, I want to start with, I'm going to assume, is what you're currently thinking. The big question that everyone asks when we know that we do Latin at Tombenden, why? Why do we teach Latin? So the first big reason why we teach Latin is that knowing a classic language, and Latin is a classic language, knowing that expands your vocabulary. Now, some people say that Latin is a dead language. It is known as a dead language because you're never going to speak in Latin. You're never going to go to a country where their language is Latin. However, a lot of the words that we know and we use come from Latin. So 60% of the English language stems from Latin. 90% of the words that you're going to be using in science and maths come from Latin. So it's going to help you across all of your subjects by having a little bit of knowledge in Latin. So that's the first reason. Second reason, it allows you the chance to explore where the roots of these words come from. So if you know where the words come from themselves, you're more likely to be able to remember them in other subjects and use them properly. The third reason, teaching Latin and learning Latin normally only happens if you go to a private or a grammar school. Only 25% of the country or schools in the country teach Latin. We are part of that 25%. Now, I don't think it's very fair that you have to go to a private school or a grammar school to learn Latin. I think that's particularly unfair. So we're really trying to change that at Todd by giving you this chance in year 7. And lastly, it provides a way of learning ancient history that we just don't have time to cover in your ordinary history classroom. I'm sure at primary you will have done the ancient Romans, the ancient Greeks, and the ancient Egyptians. It's a chance to build on that a little bit. We're looking at ancient Rome. So the 4 big reasons why we teach it. Okay. Now, how will it be taught? Well, we teach it using this, the Cambridge Latin course, and you can see there's a copy there on the screen. That man, the face of that man, that is Caecilius Secundus. Now, Caecilius Secundus was a banker who lived in Pompeii. We know that he lived in Pompeii because his remains are still there. And we use his life and his story to learn some of the basics in Latin. Now, you will have 1 lesson of Latin per week, and you'll have that for half of year 7. The other half of the year, you'll be in drama. So it will look like this. You will either start Latin in half term 1, half term 2, and half term 3, and then you'll switch to drama, or you'll start in drama and then switch to Latin. Either of those. Now, we follow, as I said there, the Cambridge Latin course. It's a well-run program. It's really well introduced, and it's got lots and lots of positive results about it. But we know that 1 hour a week isn't really enough to learn Latin. It's not enough to do it justice. So we set weekly homework that you'll do in your learning booklet to support the learning that you're doing in lessons. Okay, so 1 hour a week for half of the year, and then you switch to another subject. And we also, really excitingly, in Latin this year, we got to travel down to Cambridge itself, down to the University of Cambridge, which is a top 10 university. I think it's the top university, actually. It's number 1 behind Oxford. Now, we're hoping that we'll get a chance to do that again, but we had a great time. We went down with some year 7s this year, so hopefully we'll get to do that. Now, who will be teaching? You will have 2 or 1 of 2 teachers who are teaching Latin this year. Now, first one, Dominus Jusnipus. You will call me Mr. Justin. Now, I'm predominantly a history teacher, so some of you might have me for history, and I joined Tombenden High School last year, 2019. When I joined, I set up Latin for year 7, which will be year 8 next year. So this is the 2nd year that it's being run. So it's our 2nd go around, so hopefully we've ironed out some of the creases. So I'm the first teacher who will be teaching it. I've got 1 class of Latin in year 7, so you might get me, but chances are the majority of you will have Domina Wella, or as you'll call her, Mrs. Wells. Now, don't worry, because Mrs. Wells is a phenomenal teacher. She's one of our associate assistant head teachers, so a member of the leadership team. She predominantly teaches mostly EPR. However, she's taught a wide range of subjects in her many years of teaching. So she's a bit of a jack of all trades, we like to say. So you really are in safe hands if you've got Mrs. Wells. So you will have either myself or Mrs. Wells who'll be your teacher in Latin. Now, before I end this little clip, I want us just to have a go at practicing it so that when you come to me or Mrs. Wells in year 7, you will know some Latin, a tiny little bit of Latin. So we're going to learn to say a very short sentence. And that sentence is, hello, nice to meet you, I am, and then you will say your name. All right. So we're going to have a go at learning, translating, and saying that sentence. I'm going to trust that you're going to say it at home. So we're going to do the English to the Latin. And first off, when we say hello, we did it at the start. Hello in Latin is salve. So I will say it, you repeat after me. Salve. Salve. Good. So hello, nice to meet you. This is quite a difficult one. Nice to meet you. Is vos nascere. So again, I'll say it, you repeat after me. Vos nascere. Vos nascere. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. And then finally, I am, as in my name is, I am ego sum. So ego sum, and I would say ego sum dominus jus nippus. So ego sum dominus jus nippus. You can put your own name in there. You don't need to say Mr. Juicenip. Ego sum. Good. Now, when we're learning names in Latin, there are different endings to different words. So if your name is masculine, if you are a boy, at the end of your name, you're going to put us. So if your name is Jake, it would be Jacus or Jacus. If your name is Beth, you're adding an A instead. So if you have a female name, it's feminine, it ends in an A. So male ends in US, female ends in A. So Beth would be Betha. All right. So have a think about your name now. Have a think about, you might need to knock a couple of letters off for it to make sense. So it would be an us or an a. Us or a. Us or a. I'm going to try and put that all together. So, hello, nice to meet you, I am, would be Salve, vos nascere ego sum dominus jus nippus. So, Salve, vos nascere ego sum dominus jus nippus. Okay, now you're going to have a go, and I'm going to put an example on here so that you can see how it works, but I want you to have a go and speak it back to me. So I will say, hello, nice to meet you, I am Mr. Juicenip, and I want you to respond with the Latin. Hello, nice to meet you, my name is blank. All right, and hopefully this works. Salve, vos nascere, ego sum dominus jus nippus. Very nice. Well done. This is fantastic, and you're going to come to us already being fluent in Latin, which is wonderful.